Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. It's time for everybody's favorite bonanza of comic books on Last Call this weekend. Welcome to the Final Order Report, where we show you every comic book before they head to print and quantities are finalized. I am Dan Merritt. Where's my lower third? I guess it's not working. It's working now. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop and your last chance to subscribe or special order before the final order deadline this Monday at noon, July 14th. These titles will be hitting our shelves as soon as August 6th. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or download the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or access your existing account to order and pay securely online, ensuring you never miss an issue. Today I will be using Comichub to showcase items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. Let me show you around real quick. Once you sign into Comichub, you'll see the orange banner here is everything that we have in store for you currently, set aside, waiting for you to come by, pay for, and pick up, or to have us ship. Behind the green banner is all of the carousels we will be looking at today. Once you click through there, you can see you could search all items, search items with preview pages. Arriving soon, that's next week's items. And search orders due Sunday, that's Last Call. I give you an extra 12 hours. You can get your orders in before Monday at noon. Okay, click through on search orders due, and then you see the carousel here that scrolls top to bottom. You got alphanumeric filters on the top and drop down filters for publishers, category, etc. All right, let me get back here. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, I'll show you. Our friends over at Klezmergeddon will be providing the Tiki Doom music for us during this show. And that will lead right directly into our first segment, which is our focus on small press comics. Do it like that. And do that. I'm new at this. Hey, look, from Ahoy Comics, it's Toxic Avenger Comics number 2. That's the new monthly regular Toxic Avenger series, tying in. Oh, and a photo with a photo cover, tying into this summer's all-new Toxic Avengers blockbuster film. This comic is written by Matt Bors with art by Fred Harper. And it's got a D copy with an exclusive trading card. All right, then we got this new one-shot from AWA with their team up with Futurific. I wonder if that music is a little bit too loud. All right, this Entanglement one-shot is written by Joshua Lack Kim and Ciara Nee Church, with art by Max von Fafner, who did the main cover. Yeah, that is a 48-page one-shot for $6.99. Let's see. This is from Comics Experience. This is called The First Americans number 3. Let's get that zoomy background in there. There it is. First Americans number 3 has a B cover by Craig Rasmussen. Okay, we got a new series from Distillery on FOC this week to debut on September 3rd. This new series is written by Chip Zdarsky with interior art by Rachel Stott, who also did this A cover. This is a sweeping adventure about 2 robots who defy their programming by going on the run to protect their newfound love. Service 1 and Chief 9, or Chef 9, dutifully perform their assigned functions at the White House. Their roles bring them into daily contact, but familiarity means little to robotic programming until Chef 9 learns that Service 1 is set to be decommissioned. And it goes on from there. Every issue from Distillery is presented in their perfect bound prestige format. This is 48 pages for $8.99. It's got this B cover from this beautiful B cover from Jill Thompson, and an E cover called Redacted with art by Erica Henderson. Lots of chords. White House Robot Romance number 1 debuts on September 3rd from Distillery Comics. Over at Keen Spot, we get a number 3 for Don't Run with Scissors, Good Advice, and Eyeballs. Also from Keen Spot, Execution Posse Holdings sub-imprint. This is Tall Jacks number 1. Regina Kim writing with art by Gershon Villamor. And Gershon Villamor did all 3 of those covers. This is from Strangers Comics. This is the first issue of a series called Fortress number 1. This is 20 pages for $8 by Joel Vanderkamp. Over at Titan Publishing, we get a second issue for Return to Skull Island. This new series spinning out of the hit Netflix show is written by Transformers legend Simon Furman. The first issue just debuted this last Wednesday. It looked pretty cool. Had interior art by Simon Jones. And we got this B cover by The Knot. Christopher Jones on this variant. And Diego Yapur on Return to Skull Island number 2. Mega Man Zero Timelines. This is a one-shot set to drop on August 13th from Sonic writer Ian Flynn. And interior art and this cover by Hanzo Steinbeck. And a B cover by Jeffrey Cruz. And finally, in small press this week, we got Lilith, number 5. This is from writer-artist Corinne Howell. All right, then in slightly larger small press, we have Grimm 24 from Boom Studios. This is by Stephanie Phillips and Flaviano, who did the A cover. Got a B cover by Baltimore Rivas. And a 20th anniversary variant by Rebecca Puebla. We also get a second printing of VR Troopers number 1. I think I may have showed you this last week. It's set to drop on August 20th. Cool design variant. By the way, this is written by Margaret Scott from right here in Dearborn. Arcana Royale number 4 from Cullen Bunn and A.C. Zamudio, who did this A cover from Dark Horse Comics, dropping on August 6th. We also from Dark Horse is Ghostbusters Dead Man's Chest number 3. Cool cover. That cover is by Matt Smith. Yeah. Nice. Also got a B cover from John Yurkaba. Nemesis Forever, #1. This new series is a continuation of the story of Nemesis, the world's most dangerous man, written by Mark Miller, with art by Matteo Scalera, who did this A cover and this black and white art. And then we got a Jay Lee cover. Pretty gross. Hey, we can zoom in on this Image comic. Oh no, this is Dark Horse. That's right. Right. Resident Alien returns with the Book of Changes from regular creators Peter Hogan and Steve Parkhouse. Umbrella Academy Plan B, the new series, continues with a second issue scheduled for August 20th with this cover by Gabriel Ba. And this very Image Comics variant by Roger Cruz. Ooh, Dynamite is just continuing with their flood of solicits to finally get all their backlog out on the new shelf. This is the next new issue of Herculoids #6, scheduled for August 6th. From Tom Snagowski, Craig Russo in this Francesco Mattina cover. Joseph Michael Linsner. Bjorn Barons. That's pretty cool. And this Kyle Hotz cover for Herculoids #6. Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness #4 has this Bjorn Barons cover. A Tim Seeley cover, who's also writing the book. And this Tom Rainey cover. Oh, we also got a Nicole Jelinek variant. All for Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness. Silverhawks returns with a #6 from Ed Brisson and George Cambatis. And this is a Jay Lee cover. Ooh, I don't think that's James Stocco. No, that's Gerardo Borges. And a Mannix cover. Thundercats #17. It's got this Lucio Perillo cover. Declan Shalvey on B. Jay Lee on C. And this very swell tarot style. Yeah, this is the tarot card The Star from artist Mannix. Thundercat 17 also has 2 Mark Spears variant. This is the red original bonus variant and the green background bonus variant. Thundercat 17. And it looks like finally from Dynamite we've got a Vampirella #4 with this Lucio Perillo cover. Greg Land on B. Selena on C, and Elias Chatsotis on D. Moving over to IDW, got this exciting new mini-series premiere. An all-new cosmic horror story set in the universe of the terrifying cult classic film The Event Horizon was a revolutionary spaceship designed for one mission, faster than light travel with a top secret and experimental gravity drive. But upon activating the device, the ship journeyed across the borders of hell itself. It's a nightmarish realm of torments beyond imagining. From writer Christian Ward and interior artist Tristan Jones, we get this A cover by Jeffrey Love. Pretty creepy. Christian Ward cover. Martin Simmons? Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's all for Event Horizon's Dark Descent #1, set to drop on August 20th. I know there's a bunch of you very excited about this. This is your last chance to secure your variants. All right, Godzilla 70th Anniversary Foil Classic continues with Godzilla in Hell #1 with this foil cover by James Stokoe. This is a one-shot that kicked off a miniseries featuring different artists and different stories on every issue, chronicling Godzilla's trek through hell. This first issue is featuring interiors and this beautiful foil cover by James Stokoe. Mothra, Queen of the Monsters #5 by Sophie Campbell and Matt Frank. Sophie Campbell doing the A. And Jake Smith on C. Wow, that's Jake Smith? That's cool. He did Robo-Wolf. He does cool monsters. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Journeys #1. A lost piece of TMNT history brought back to light. 24 years ago, legendary TMNT co-creator Peter Laird joined forces with Jim Lawson and the legendary talent at Mirage Studios to continue the epic journey of the Ninja Turtles in the 4th volume of the ongoing series. Whew. TMNT Journeys reprints that epic series here for the first time in the original black and white format. This 36-page comic is $4.99 and features this original Peter Laird cover and this cover by Kevin Eastman. Hopefully we'll see it soon. So I think I've talked about this already. Valiant is back. And they are being kind of sub-distributed through IDW. So there's going to be that relationship there. We'll see what happens with the brand over time. But the Valiant Beyond Tales of the Shadow Man is a new era of Valiant Comics continuing, designed as the ultimate jump-on point, the Valiant Beyond line of comics are absolute must-reads that will energize your love for superheroes. The city of New Orleans is home to a rich history of music, art, and culture. Yeah, yes it is. That has achieved unparalleled progress and success. It's the magic capital of the world and home to a hard-nosed detective trained in the ways of voodoo who has dedicated her life to keeping New Orleans safe. When an ultra-dangerous monster invades her jurisdiction and threatens the peace they've fought so hard to protect, she must disobey her orders and summon the mysterious being known as Shadow Man in order to save the city she loves. This issue is written by A.J. Ampadu with interior art by Sergio Monjes and this cover by Bella Rachlin. Dennis Calero on this connecting variant. Andres Ponce. And this full art cover by Damian Connolly. Full art by Bella Rachlin. Same for Dennis Calero. Hey, look, it's Dick Tracy. An all-new story arc and a perfect jump on point. Kicks off right here in Dick Tracy 11 from Michael Morrissey, Alex Segura, Geraldo Borges, who did this A cover. Got a Francesco Francavilla cover. Over at Keen Spot, we got Don't Run with Scissors. Did I already show you this? I think I did. What's going on? Okay, Mad Cave Studios, Gotcha Man number 11 with this cover by Inaki Miranda. A B cover from Ipe Kuri. Yeah. Mad Cave also debuts this new series, Orla. Yes, Orla. This is written by John Lees with art by Sally Cantorino, who did this A cover. Love is a Monster. Orla Bard is an antique restorer, romance novel enjoyer, and keen birder. She also believes in true love, continuing to navigate Seattle's singles scene despite repeated disappointment. But Orla has a secret. She is afflicted with the ick, a man-eating monstrous entity dwelling inside her, who violently emerges whenever she gets too angry or afraid. From Mad Cave Studios, writer John Lees and artist Sally Cantorino, who did A cover, and then we got a Lisa Sturl cover on B, Mad Cave. And lastly, from Mad Cave Studios, we got Whatever Happened to the Crimson Justice, number 3. This one's getting a little backed up, but number 3 is due on August 6th from Frank Thierry and Aki Miranda. Never Wars, number 3 from Thunder Comics, Ant Comics. This is number 3 of 8. And we got a Greg Krivix variant. From Sumerian Comics, we get this new 4-issue series called Romanus Magicae. In the slums and gutters of ancient Rome, a broken ex-legionnaire named Marcus wanders in a drunken stupor, haunted by the shame of loss and failure of duty. Suddenly, he stumbles across a young girl being chased by strange hooded demons, and in his attempt to help, he is plunged into a deadly conspiracy that threatens to destroy the Empire. This new series is written by Matthew Blair with interior art by Paul Pert Smith, and this cover by Ezra Gilmore. Pretty cool cover. And this red, white, and black variant by interior artist Paul Pert Smith. Over at Oni Press, we got a few cool things to show you here. These are all number 1s. This new series from EC Comics is called Cruel Universe Volume 2, number 1. At the star-lined edges of infinity, EC Comics sci-fi smash hit returns to draw more worlds into the maw of its gravitational vortex with an all-new and all-unrelenting 12-issue maxi series. From creators Charlie Adler, nice, Kano, Ann Nesenti, David Rubin, and Greg Pak. Ooh, it's star-studded. It's got this cover by Lieber Mayo and a B cover from Tom Fowler. You can get the C cover also in a gold foil for a couple extra bucks. Also from Oni Press, the debut of this one-shot, Rick and Morty versus the Universe, Summer of Love. This one-shot is dropping on August 6th from writer Daniel Kibble-Smith and Jody Hauser with interior art by Phil Murphy and cover artist Dave Bardin. And Phil Murphy, interior artist, doing this B cover. And finally, to wrap up Small Press, I want to do it with a special boost to this new printing of a classic graphic novel from writer J.M. DeMatteis and Detroiter Glenn Barr. This is Brooklyn Dreams. It's a new hardcover printing of this critically acclaimed graphic novel featuring Vincent Carl Santini, who wants to tell you a story about his senior year in high school. But memory is a tricky thing. One story becomes a hilarious and occasionally harrowing journey through all of Santini's childhood growing up in the 60s and 70s Brooklyn. J.M. DeMatteis and Glenn Barr's Brooklyn Dreams is a nostalgic visit to a very specific time and place, as well as a universal search for hope and meaning. Brooklyn Dreams, the hardcover, is set to drop on October 14th and features the beautiful line work of Glenn Barr, an amazing treasure. Glad to have him here in the Detroit area. Glad to call him a friend of the store. Brooklyn Dreams. Get your copy. And that does it for small press. Let's do that. Next up, let's give you a focus on Image Comics. We got a good bunch of stuff from Image Comics this week. Okay, here we go. We got Bitterroot, the next movement, number 5. I've been enjoying these covers. It's a good design theme. This is the miniseries finale. What happens when a family of monster hunters realize they've lost the battle? Uh-oh. From writer David F. Walker, Chuck Brown, and artist Sanford Green, who did this A cover. Ooh, the devil comes to Freetown in Farmhand number 24, Rob Galori. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, 319 from Larry Hama, Paul Pelletier, and Andy Kubert doing this A cover, a black and white B. Then we got Monkey Meat, the summer batch. Join Monkey Meat Army. Get the best of what our exotic experience has to offer from writer-artist Junie Ba. 3 stories in this oversized issue. Ooh, hey, look. Napalm Lullaby, number 10 from Rick Remender and artist Bengal. I think this series is getting ready to wrap up. It doesn't really describe it as that, but it's cool. Beautiful art from Bengal, who did that A cover. Null Hunter 10 of 10 is wrapping up with this finale issue from Michael Walsh and Gustavo Vargas. Michael Walsh cover, Gustavo Vargas on A and B, and Artyom Trakhanov on C. Null Hunters number 10. Radiant Black number 36, cover by Stefano Simeone, B cover by Ricardo Robaldo. That's pretty nice. Is that Radiant Red? Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story, continues this 5-issue spin-off series from the Hyde Street storyline. This is written by Maytal Schutt with art by Layla Lays, and also the artist of this A cover. Got a B cover from Gary Frank. Ooh, I like that. And a C from Eamon Winkle, who does... Oh, man, I've seen that name somewhere. That's cool. All right, we got the 4th of 7 from Black Ritual, The Book of Nyx, a Spawn Universe title with a Brett Booth cover. Nat Jones on... Yeah, I guess we got it backwards. Brett Booth on B, Nat Jones on A. And a full art variant. Wrapping up Image Comics, almost. We got 2 more things. World Tree number 16 with this Fernando Blanco cover on A, and this negative variant by Paul Azaceta. Walking Dead Deluxe number 118 for the first time in full color with this cover by David Finch. Charlie Adlard on B, and Matt and Brennan Wagner on C. That does it for Image Comics. Now it's time for some DC Comics. First up in DC is Absolute Green Lantern number 5 from Al Ewing, Janoy Lindsay, who did this A cover. A B from Juliet Neka, and Terso on this C stock variant, card stock variant. Absolute Superman returns with number 10 on August 6th with this cover by Rafael Sandoval. Gerald Perel on B, Giuseppe Camuncoli. Batgirl number 10 with this David Talaski cover. Such good covers. In the Eye of the Tiger. Tran Wen on B. Okay, so the Batman series is going to be starting over with a new #1, and in advance of this, they are doing this solicit for the special polybagged variant. This is a blind bag variant featuring a whole bunch of different covers. It's your choice if you want to get these. These are $9.99, I believe. Yes. And these are FOC'd in advance of the regular copies, which should be on FOC next week. All right, we get this facsimile edition of Batman and Harley Quinn #1. This famed one-shot is the comic book debut of Harley Quinn, featuring this Alex Ross cover. The story is written by Paul Dini with interior art by Yville Goucher. We got this B cover by Alex Saviak. And you can get this fancy Alex Ross foil variant for $7.99, available on August 13th from DC Comics. Birds of Prey drops #24 on August 6th with this Annie Wu cover and a Nimit Malavia cover on B. I like that. Kyong Yang Eom. Dang, that's beautiful. Wow. Birds of Prey #24 gets a cardstock variant by Bruno Redondo. Ooh, and look at this. We get a mini-series debut featuring the characters Cheetah and Cheshire. This is called Rob the Justice League. Superstar creators Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott team up for the heist of a lifetime. A daring heist aboard the most secure facility in the DCU. Cheetah and Cheshire assemble a team of misfits and oddballs to pull off the impossible, robbing the Justice League watchtower and getting away with it. All that stands between them and pulling off the most daring heist in history are a few tiny complications, such as the most sophisticated orbital platform ever constructed, its AI-driven security system, and one other thing: the smartest and most powerful superheroes in the DCU. Eisner Award winners Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott bring you this slick, stylish heist that guarantees fun. It's guaranteed fun. And also laughs and more than a few twists and turns. Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League #1 is from Greg Rucka and artist Nicola Scott, who did this A cover. Got a B cover from Jiyoung Lee. That's pretty. Lyrics Lee. And you can get this Jiyoung Lee foil for $6.99. Drops on August 6th. Here's another interesting facsimile edition. This is reprinting Scott Snyder and Jock's epic story, featuring one of the most iconic covers showcasing the Joker of all time. Context is a little bit wacky there, but I'll let it go. It all comes down to this: the Joker is on the loose in the catacombs beneath Gotham City. Yeah. More vicious and frightening than ever. But even as Batman closes in on the clown prince of crime, he begins to suspect that the city may be the target of an even deadlier threat, one that could shake Gotham City to its very core. This facsimile edition is graced by this beautiful Jock cover on A Alex Saviak Superpowers cardstock variant, and a foil version of the stunning piece of art, Scott Snyder Jock Detective Comics 880 Facsimile Edition. Next issue of JSA #10 is set for August 6th from Jeff Lemire, interior artist Rafael De La Torre, and this cover art by Leonardo Romero, and a Jorge Corona cover. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Hawkman's pretty stocky there. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, Volume 2, #3. set to drop on August 6th. Written by Brian Buccellato, featuring art by Christian Deuce, who did this A cover. Got this Riccardo Federici variant. Very nice. Alan Qua? Yes. Poison Ivy, number 35. It's the Battle in Seattle from writer G. Willow Wilson and artist Marcio Takara with this beautiful Jessica Fong cover. Ejikuri on B. That is terrifying. That looks like a Gwar creature. Ben Harvey. Ben Harvey's doing variants for DC now. That's cool. Resurrection Man returns with its penultimate issue, Quantum Karma, number 5 of 6. Written by Ram V with art by Anand RK and this beautiful cover by Jeff Deckel and a Steve Beach cardstock variant. Secret 6 drops its final issue of the 6-issue miniseries by Nicole Maines and Steven Segovia, who did the A cover. Lyrics Lee on B. Salvador LaRocca on C. Teen Titans Go number 6 by Jay Torres, Megan Huang, who did this A cover. And that, folks, is DC Comics. Right, tearing through it. And now, folks, we are moving right on to Marvel Comics. We've got so much to show you. And let's kick it off with this second printing of Amazing Spider-Man number 7. The Hell Gate is open and needs a second printing. It drops on August 13th. Captain America number 2 gets the second printing with a color-treated Ben Harvey variant. Daredevil 24 is back in red with this cover by John Romita Jr. Ooh, David Paratore. And a J. Scott Campbell variant. Hey, just a heads up on these J. Scott Campbell Just Spectacular Collection variants. We haven't been getting the cover art for some of these, so I'm not really able to show you. I'll let you know when it's listed and we don't have art for it. But we do have art for this one. Hooray. Eddie Brock Carnage number 7 with this cover by Jesus Saiz, who does interiors, and a Michael Walsh variant. This is supposed to have a J. Scott Campbell variant. Fantastic Four number 2 with this Humberto Ramos cover. Number 1 was a lot of fun and also featured this Disney What If variant theme. This one by Alessandro Pastavicchio. The 2-part connecting variant from the NetEase Marvel Rivals game. A Rose Besh variant, that's very nice. Simone DeMeo. And the Scotty Young 5-part connecting variant. Got any more? Oh, one more. This is the Wesley Burt Marvel Studios variant. Interesting. Giant Size X-Men number 2. All of mutant history stands behind her now. In the culmination of her journey, Ms. Marvel stands against Legion, but not alone. It all comes down to this. The final confrontation between the mad old man Legion and the new mutant Ms. Marvel. At stake, Jersey City, New York, and the White Hot Room itself. Kamala Khan understands now that it truly means to be a mutant. In this story by Colin Kelly with art by Adam Kubert, we get this Adam Kubert cover on A. Oops. All out of whack. Cafu on this spoiler variant. Ivan Talavera. And this Lionel Francis Yu variant for the final part of the Giant Size X-Men epic starring Ms. Marvel. Giant size X-Men number 2. Ooh, look, Godzilla vs. Thor gets a second printing with this googly-eyed Mark Bagley Godzilla variant. Laura Kinney is back with number 9. This Wolverine. And that Wolverine. You demanded it. Gabby Kinney is back. From Erica Schultz and Giada Belviso, who does interiors, and this Elena Casagrande A cover. A B cover from Clarice Sawi Manguito. Things got out of whack here. Magic number 8 gets a Gerald Perel variant. That's not Gerald Perel, is it? It sure is. Ooh, look, a J. Scott Campbell variant. Oh, right. Yeah, so heads up, we were supposed to get a J. Scott Campbell, Laura Kinney Wolverine variant, so look for that. Hopefully that'll be posted soon. Did that. Miles Morales, Spider-Man 36. This is supposed to have a J. Scott Campbell variant, but this regular cover is by Federico Vincentini. A Mark Bagley variant. New Champions number 8 drops on August 13th. Okay, moving right over to Spider-Man and Wolverine number 4. Wildly popular new series by Mark Guggenheim, Gerardo Sandoval. Features this Kari Andrews cover on A. Stonehouse variant is pretty cool. Tony Daniel, all for Spider-Man Wolverine number 4. Star Wars Jedi Knight number 6 with this Madabek Musabekov cover. Chris Sprouse Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary variant. And a Dan Jurgens classic homage variant. Ooh, one more. A Torrin Clark lightsaber variant. Star Wars Jedi Knights number 6. Ooh, hey, look, it's the next volume in the Al Ewing Thor epic. This is the Mortal Thor. The legend begins. The Norse myths tell of gods who walk the earth, doing great deeds for the mortals who believed in them. But Asgard isn't real and never was. The gods never soared in our skies, never stood with our heroes, never fought for kindness or justice. It was all just a story. Nobody's coming to help us. But somewhere in the city, a man is waking up. A man with a hammer. From Al Ewing, artist Pasquale Ferry, and this A cover is supplied by none other than Alex Ross. Got a B cover from somebody named Blank Sketch. Ooh, look, we got a Jeffrey Brown variant. Love it. And a Joe Quesada variant. We are supposed to have a J. Scott Campbell variant. Ultimate Spider-Man number 18 gets a second printing variant. Second printing with a color adjusted variant by Marco Cicchetto. And Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion returns with number 3, Miles' first confrontation with the Makers Council. B cover from Peach Momoko, or it says Mark Aspinall. Yeah, it's by Peach Momoko. Simone DeMeo. Ultimates number 15, The Monk, The Dragon, and the Fist. Shang-Chi, or Shang-Chi. The Ultimates return to the site of their untimely deaths at the hands of the Hulk and encounter a young boy who's been starting his own insurgency. From Dennis Camp, Von Randall on art with his Dike Ruan cover on B. And A cover by Inyuk Lee. Ooh, look. It's the debut of Uncle Scrooge, Earth's mightiest duck. The planet has been conquered by alien invaders, the connoisseurs, nefarious hoarders of the rarest antiquities from throughout the cosmos. as they tear the earth apart, pillaging its fabled treasures. Only the world's greatest adventurer can possibly stop them. But Scrooge McDuck is facing a battle unlike any he's ever fought, trapped inside his own mind, fighting to preserve his most precious memories. From writer Jason Aaron, who wrote the previous one-shot Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime, and an extravagance of all-star artists, comes the most epic adventure in duck history. With an A cover by Gabriel Dell'Otto, it ships on August 13th. We also have variants by Jay Gonzo and Mark Brooks. It's Uncle Scrooge, Earth's Mightiest Duck, #1, drops on August 13th. X-Men #20 from Jed MacKay, Netho Diaz with this Ryan Stegman cover on A. And a B cover from Jeffrey Brown. Ooh, look, a Michelle Bandini variant, and we're supposed to get a J. Scott Campbell variant. Keep an eye out for that. We get a second print on X-Men Hellfire Vigil #1, featuring a color-adjusted Luciano Vecchio cover. Bring On the Bad Guys gets a second printing for Green Goblin, featuring this new cover by Matteo Della Fonte, who did interiors on this one-shot. I'm pretty sure we still got some copies in stock. So if you're interested, get that copy off the shelf. All right, to wrap up Marvel Comics, we get the fifth of 7 villainous one-shots. Bring On the Bad Guys, Red Skull at his most sinister. A story of Red Skull's ruthless past from the dark days of World War II and what horrible future awaits Captain America as a result, thanks to a deal with the devil himself. Acclaimed writer and military history buff Stephanie Phillips and moody, dynamic artist Tommaso Bianchi dive deep into their dark sides, plus a thrilling backup by legends Mark Guggenheim and Michael Santamaria. This is the 5th of 7 villainous one-shots. Bring On the Bad Guys, Red Skull #1, written by Stephanie Phillips with art by Tommaso Bianchi, and this Lee Bermejo cover on A. This amazing Andrea Sorrentino variant, Miguel Mercado. And Mirka Andolfo on this Sister Sorrow variant. Ooh, look, it's a Todd Knock iconic variant. All 4 Bring On the Bad Guys, Red Skull #1, set to drop on August 13th. You might want to get your orders in for these variants and so many others. Orders are due by this Monday, July 14th at noon. Did that wrong. Okay, do that and do that. Oh, hey, look. Nope. Do that and then that. And before I let you go, I just want to go over a couple of upcoming events and important announcements for you. First off, we'll be back here on YouTube this Tuesday night at 6:30 to give you a live stream preview of New Comic Book Day and show you all the new covers that are hitting the shelves. That's Tuesday nights at 6:30 on our Green Brain Comics YouTube page. A week from Sunday, we will be at the Detroit Book Festival at the Eastern Market, one of the big giant sheds. Actually, we're going to be outside the big giant shed, over to the upper left of this photo. We'll be there with our big giant canopy and a whole bunch of comics and graphic novels. Detroit Festival of Books is happening Sunday, June 20th. Consequently, we will be closing the store that day. Some of our help is on vacation, and we figure it's probably best just to give all of our effort to this huge event that we will be a part of. So remember, if you want to buy some comics or graphic novels from us on Sunday the 20th, we will be closed, though we will be at the Detroit Festival of Books. And the day after that, we will be open regular hours, as well as hosting the 70th, the groundbreaking 70th episode of Brain Candy, presented by the Emerging Writers Network, open and free at Green Brain Comics, featuring performances from musician Jeff Carob, the poetry of Stephanie Glazier, the prose of Judy Oldfeld Wilson, and the visual art of Kate Maggart. It all happens Monday, July 21st at 7 p.m. It's Brain Candy number 70 at Green Brain Comics. And of course, we want to invite you back on Wednesday, I got that date wrong. That should be July 16th. Oopsie. We've got lots of great small press comics as well as the big press comics. It all happens on Wednesday. And join me back here a week from today join me back here on Fridays for Final Order Report. I post this video as soon as I can. Sometimes it's at 6. It'll be about 6:30 today. Final Order Report, your last chance to get your orders in for all those great comics going to press on Monday. Get those orders in through Comichub. Orders due by Monday at noon. Alrighty. Thanks for joining me for the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All of the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comichub are below in the description. Music for this episode provided by BRAINSCAN Productions. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.